High energy, full with the wisdom, sense of a rich man, knowledge and the rhythm. This is what I'm using to come up with a style, so I'll interact all together better with the crowd. Nervous for a second and the record starts spinning, and I fall into the state of mind of what I've just created.
Hey, this is Irvin Griffin, and welcome to another edition of Grown Man Talk. Man, this is a response to a brother I've been following for a while. I don't agree with every video he makes, but most of his videos make sense. Talking about DCB, and I even did a little interview with him once, which, by the way, hey, brother, if you ever want to do another one again, hey, I'm down for it, especially about a subject like this. Being that as both a black man and as a Marvel Comics fan of several years, I am very proud of what the Black Panther movie has done and is still doing. And I listened to both of your videos on it, and I'm mainly responding to the second one about the Hotep dude that talked about, oh, it don't matter how much money it made or how wildly popular it was. The real hero of the film, Killmonger, was killed for the black man that was supposed to integrate and all this stuff. Okay, first let me say, I'm gonna plug myself a little bit. I made a video about the differences and rights and wrongs of both T'Challa, the Black Panther character in the film played by Chadwick Boseman, and the Killmonger character played by Michael B. Jordan. Forgot his name for a second. But all I gotta say is, I'll put that link to that video in the description box. And I also got a Black Panther series where I break down Black Panther's, briefly world. I'm sure there's people that could do it better than me, but hey, figured I'd give you something for those of you that are pretty ignorant to who and what the Black Panther and what his world is, which I'm not finished with it yet. I've stopped at chapter 11, where I stopped at one of his allies, which was the Fantastic Four, which was actually the first group of superhumans he ever met in the comic books. In fact, that's where he was introduced into the Marvel landscape. So check them out. I'll leave a link to the list of those videos as well if you want to listen to them. But getting back to DCB and what he had to say, I agreed with him 100%. And here's the thing about the Hotep mindset. The Hotep mindset does a lot of talking, and what I found they do, they take things. There are some things they say that are true, no question. There are some things they say that are true. But what they do, they put their own personal bias, personal view, and personal spin on it. And what happens is it becomes a half-truth. And to quote somebody, and I don't know if it was his quote or not, or if he got it from because one of the Marvel characters in the X-Men is a highly intelligent dude named Hank McCoy, better known as the Beast. And he said this on the X-Men cartoon one episode once. He said, a lie that is half a truth is the blackest of lies. And to me, a lie that has truth in it is the worst lie, because then you having to figure out what part is true and what part is bull. Yeah, here's the truth. Black Panther was never meant to be an uber super pro-black movie. Okay? It was not meant to be Malcolm X. All right. And I've always felt, and I still feel, Denzel should have gotten the Oscar for Malcolm X. However, I looked at comparisons and I realized Malcolm X came out in 1992. Black Panther came out this year. I realize it's compared apples to oranges. We're talking about a biography of a real person versus a superhero movie. But let's look at tax dollars. Spike Lee's budget was $30 million. Now, granted, $30 million is a drop in the bucket compared to Black Panther's budget, which was around $200 million. It made back a small profit. Going back to Malcolm X, it made back about $50 million. It made a small profit, about $20 million over. Black Panther, but it wasn't really, while it was a great film, And while it did make a small profit, at the end of the day, to Hollywood, it was just another movie. Whereas the Black Panther has been could be a big game changer. This movie had a $200 million budget. Now, Marvel expected it to do well and had high hopes for it to do well. But no one expected it to do as well as it did. As of this video, it has made $1.2 billion worldwide. Half of that coming in the United States alone, over $500 million. That's huge. And it is, hopefully it will open bigger doors for Chadwick Boseman, the guy that plays the title character, Black Panther. And as for some of his co-stars, it's already opened doors. Michael B. Jordan, who's already a star to begin with. And by the way, Black Panther has more than made up for his appearance in Fantastic Four 2015 or Fantastic, which was outside. That movie was garbage. That movie was garbage. And the fact that Johnny Storm, it wouldn't matter who played Johnny Storm. I know people made a big deal about Michael B. Jordan playing Johnny Storm, about Johnny Storm being white when Michael B. Jordan is obviously black. But you know what? It wouldn't matter what race he was in that film. That movie was awful. Anyway, get back on point. It's opened doors for him because I understand he's making a film. He's making his own movie now, and he might have a mostly black cast and even get a black director. I forgot what the subject matter was on. I had to go back and listen to DCB's video again to see what it was on. But hey, it's opening doors for him. And Lupita Nyong'o, I understand, is playing the mother of Trevor Noah in a film based on his life. So it's opening doors for both of those. And if we could show that positive black movies can sell, it will open doors for other black actors, other black producers, other black directors. I don't see nothing but positive. And let me tell you a scene from the Black Panther. You know, the pro-black dude went on the fact that, oh, Killmonger was killed and this and that. Dude, have you watched all the other Marvel movies? With the exception of the Incredible Hulk, Blonsky, the Abomination, Zemo from Captain America Civil War, and Loki from the Thor films, every villain in every Marvel movie, with the exception of those three that I can think of off the top of my head, has died. Not just Killmonger. If Killmonger was the only Marvel villain to be killed in all those movies, then you would have a case. But he wasn't. Most of the Marvel villains in every MCU film has been killed. Even on the TV shows like Daredevil on Netflix. I mean, Kingpin's still alive, but most of the bad guys in that series got killed. Jessica Jones, the main bad guy there, Kilgrave, he got his neck snapped. I mean, spoiler, but he got his neck snapped at the end of season 1, or towards the end of season 1. One of Luke Cage's big bads in his series, Cottonmouth, who actually was the better villain than the villain they ended up going with for the end of the series, played by Marshall Ali. He got killed. The bad guy, most of the bad guys in Defenders, which was a spinoff of all them, plus Iron Fist. Yeah, that was one of the few properties I didn't like. But in Defenders, the bad guys in that got killed mostly. The Punisher, with the exception of the main guy, most of the villains in that got killed. So, and most of them that I named were not black. So you get out of here about Killmonger being killed. At the end of the day, Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman are laughing on the way to the bank. Meanwhile, you're crying about him being killed and him being the real hero. And like I said, check out my video on where I examine T'Challa and Killmonger on that, on the rights and wrongs of both guys. But the bottom line is, DC B makes an excellent point. If it's not making money, it don't matter at the end of the day. And let me talk about one scene. I got off on a tangent, but there's this one scene towards the end of the film that I noticed nobody's talking about. The scene where Black Panther and his sister Shuri goes to LA or Oakland, and they go and he buys the same building in which his father, T'Chaka, the former Black Panther, killed Killmonger's father in. He buys up that building and a couple of others to make it into some kind of outreach program, institute, something. Whereas before, Wakanda didn't even get involved with black people in the United States at all. T'Challa chooses to get involved. Now, was it the way that all these pro-blacks getting behind Killmonger want him to get involved? Which, by the way, let me say this, and I'm going to use a little language here. Killmonger, the character, fictional character, let's pretend he was real. Killmonger at least had the balls to do what he was going to do. Ultimately, it would not have paid off dividends. But at least Killmonger had the balls to do what he was going to do. Most of you cats that talk about, he was the real hero. Yeah, you wouldn't even have the stones to pick up one of them advanced spears. Please. You wouldn't have the balls. Anyway. In fact, Killmonger would have had you killed, probably. Anyway. Going back to that scene. And then the Wakanda airship that they took to get there shows up at the playground, and all them kids was like, oh, we could break this down and sell it. And then Shuri's like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And then she starts talking to him. But then here's the part that no one talks about. The one kid that stands off to the ground, he looks at T'Challa like, is that your ship? And he just nods and smiles. And then the kid asks him, who are you? And then T'Challa just smiles. The look in that kid's face was worth millions of dollars, if not billion. And I'll tell you why. Because he had probably never seen a black man before that was standing there with money, had dignity, wasn't a pimp, nothing like that. And that's huge to a young man like that, to a little kid like that. Especially a little young black kid, that is huge. No one is talking about that scene. I mean, it's stuff like that. I guess because I'm older and I try to be more introspective and everything, I picked up on that. But no one's talking about that. These kids now have a superhero. I mean, I'm not knocking Blade, but Blade was more or less the black Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay? I'm not knocking Blade, but Black Panther's a way more positive role model than Blade. And I'm not knocking Blade, because I love the Blade movies. I love the Blade movies, but Blade was basically, like I said, the black Stone Cold Steve Austin is what he was. But yeah, and to him, and one other point that he said, to that dude that's tripping, and I have not seen Girls Trip. I'll be honest, I have not seen Girls Trip yet, but I probably will this weekend since I ain't got much else to do. Girls Trip, that type of movie, talk about depicting our women using drugs and this and that. Got newsflash for that Hotep dude. Guess what? White folks do it too in their movies. Have you seen Bad Moms? Have you seen American Pie, as DCB referred to? Have you seen Sex Tape? Heck, Cameron Diaz was naked for half of that movie. I mean, granted, she was only doing one dude, but still. No one complains about that. Got newsflash. White people use drugs too. White people be going around having promiscuous sex as well. So, it's okay. The bottom line is, Girls Trip made a lot of money too. Not Black Panther level money, but it made a lot of money for a comedy. So I'm interested to see it myself. So I probably will check it out. And the bottom line at the end of the day, this could open doors to where we take advantage of what they gave us and we make money for ourselves. And you know, I know all about the blah 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 white supremacy and this and that. And I'm not saying all of it is bunk. No, some of it is true. fact, I'll go ahead and say a lot of it is true. But at the same time, while you focused on that, you're not focused on getting your paper and getting yourself together. Now, does money solve all problems? No. But does it solve a lot of problems? Yeah. So, to DCB, I'm going to put a link in the description box and in the comment section to his video as well, because you need to check out. In fact, both of the videos he made on Black Panther, I'm gonna big up him and put the link in the comment section and in the description box. So, you know, to the black guy that just want to hate on Black Panther, tell me how much the Hotep community has really helped the black community, especially in the last 20-30 years. I'll wait. Not much. And the one thing I can somewhat respect about Tariq, even though I don't personally care for him, I don't listen to any of his stuff anymore, is that he's about his money. I'll give him that. He's about his money. Whereas the rest of these dudes, like Dr. Umar, done took $700,000 and ain't even broke ground on a school. Just saying. Anyway, that's all I got to say is, do your thing, DCB. I'm Irvin Griffin, and I'm out. Thank you for listening to Grown Man Talk.
High energy, full with the wisdom, sense of a rich man, knowledge in the